On this edition of Fulton County Pet Tales, we're discussing basic veterinary care for your four-legged friend. From the benefits of spaying and neutering to heartworm and flea prevention, we're helping you ensure your dog or cat lives a long, healthy life. That and more starts right now on Fulton County Pet Tales. Welcome to Fulton County Pet Tales. I'm Karen Hirsch, Public Relations Director for Lifeline Animal Project. Actress Linda Blair once said it's difficult to understand why people don't realize that pets are gifts to mankind. Fulton County realizes that gift, and the goal of this show is, big or small, young or old, adding a pet into your life is a doggone good thing. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about Lifeline Animal Project and share with you some simple but effective pet care tips that will keep your furry friends happy and safe. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Fulton County Pet Tales. I'm Karen Hirsch from Lifeline Animal Project. For those animals without a home, chances are Fulton County Animal Services and its managing partner, Lifeline Animal Project, is taking care of them. Lifeline Animal Project was founded in 2002 to end the euthanasia of healthy and treatable cats and dogs in Metro Atlanta shelters. Lifeline began managing Fulton County Animal Services shelter and field enforcement in 2013. Since then, we've been able to increase adoption rates by 300%, despite taking in 20 to 30 animals a day. To help keep the pet population down, Lifeline has 2 spay and neuter clinics where we've provided around 112,000 free and low-cost spay and neuter surgeries to date. We also provide outreach to communities with little or no access to veterinary care, offering free spay and neuters, vaccinations, licensing, supplies, and more through our Healthy Pets events and our Pets for Life program. If you would like to know more about Lifeline Animal Project, you can log on to lifelineanimal.org. In the meantime, we'd like to change gears and discuss basic veterinary care for pets. Joining us now is Fulton County Services veterinary technician Latrice Bidgood. Latrice, thank you for joining us on Fulton County Pet Tales.
Thank you for having me.
We just mentioned spaying and neutering. Talk about the health benefits of spaying and neutering your dog or cat.
Okay, yes. In both cats and dogs, females and males, it eliminates cancers and other diseases that could come along the longer that they live. Also, it prevents urine markings. And if you really just come take a look at our Fulton County shelter, you would see the unwanted litters that are there. We have over 300 animals when we're only supposed to house like about 250. Mm-hmm. So come, like, I tell people, come visit and you will really see the effects that spay and neutering can help.
Is there any negative to spaying and neutering?
No, it's really not. I mean, it's just as simple as that. It's no negative.
Some people worry it's going to change their pet's behavior.
Now, it doesn't change your pet's behavior. The earlier you do it, the better. Mm-hmm. Because the whole marking things, after you wait so long, it actually does become a part of your animal's personality. Okay. So the earlier you do it, the better, but it's really never too late to do it.
Can it help with males who are a little aggressive?
Yes, males that are altered tend to be less aggressive. I'm not saying it happens with every dog, but it really does help reduce the aggressive behavior.
So spaying and neutering seems like it's a totally positive thing then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Where can someone find low-cost spay and neutering options in Fulton County?
Well, Lifeline actually offers low-cost spay and neutering. We have 2 clinics, and you can go to lifelineanimalproject.org for more information about that. And also for people who just can't afford it and have lack of transportation, we have healthy pet events, and also we have a program, Pets for Life. They will actually come out and get your animal and take your animal facility to get spayed and neutered, and we do shots and microchips. And,
That's
great.
great.
It's the bee's knees.
So there's no reason not to get your pet
It's no
fixed.
reason, it's no excuse.
And get the free vaccines
yes,
as well.
And if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your animal.
Another issue that pet owners wonder about is heartworm prevention. How do dogs get heartworm disease?
Actually, mosquitoes carry the heartworm larvae. A lot of people don't know that. And what happens is it only takes 1 bite from a mosquito for your dog to be infected. And what the larvae does is grow into adult. They live in the blood vessels where they could multiply. It could be literally thousands of worms in your dog's heart and lungs, and that could cause heart failure, heart disease, lung disease, and it's very painful for your animal. So.
If a dog looks healthy, does that mean it doesn't have heartworm disease?
No, your dog looks perfectly healthy and have heartworms. Really, you don't see the effects of heartworms until it's too late and it's just too far gone.
Have you seen dogs come in like that?
Yeah, I've seen dogs literally. They look perfectly fine, do the heartworm test, comes up positive, and also we've had dogs that come in shelter fine, but the stress that comes along with it and just time, they show signs of really having advanced heartworms, and I mean we could get them to rescue, but it's just not fun at all, and it can be totally prevented, totally.
Okay, and where do they get the treatment?
You could go to your vet, and that is going to cost you a very pretty penny. The research I've done is most of those treatments start at $500, but really it's like $1,000 and more.
Okay.
And it's a long process.
Okay. We need to take a break, but when we come back, we will continue our heartworm disease conversation. Plus, we'll talk about flea prevention, so stay with us. Welcome back to Fulton County Pet Tales. I'm Karen Hirsch from Lifeline Animal Project. Please welcome back Fulton County Animal Services veterinary technician Latrice Bidgood. Before the break, we talked about whether a dog can still have heartworms despite a healthy appearance. So how can you tell if your dog does in fact have heartworms?
What you can do is you have to take your dog to the vet, and it's called a heartworm test. They'll take a sample of blood, and you'll have your results from there. It's a simple negative or positive.
And can one dog catch heartworms from another dog?
Great question. A lot of people ask this. Heartworms are not contagious. A lot of people get the heartworms confused with intestinal parasites or worms, hookworms, whipworms. Now those can be passed through fecal matter, just them being in the ground and outside in different environments.
So they're not contagious?
No.
Some people think that they can go to the store and buy worm medicine and that will take care of heartworms. Is that true?
No, that is not true. Now, those dewormers will take care of intestinal worms, but the heartworms is a monthly prevention that you give. The one I always recommend is HeartGuard. It's cost effective. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and it does the job. You give it once a month.
And can you buy that at the store?
You have to go to your vet first and get a heartworm test if your dog hasn't already had one, just to make sure they are negative, and you'll go from there because it does have to be prescribed by a veterinarian. And
Lifeline also offers low-cost heartworm testing, so that's just a good thing to know as well.
Yes.
What about indoor dogs? Are they prevented from getting heartworms?
Another good question. People think since their dog is inside all the time that they can't get it, but all it takes is one mosquito coming into your house through the front door on your clothes or whatever, and it bites your dog, and your dog has heartworms. Okay. So indoor dogs are not safe, so you still want to get preventative for them.
Okay. And can cats get heartworms?
It's not many cases of cats having heartworms, but they can get them, and cats cannot be treated for heartworms. So you want to do a monthly preventative for them also, and a good preventative for cats is Revolution.
Okay.
You could find that you could get a prescription from your vet.
Okay, because I did hear that if cats get heartworms, that's it.
Yeah.
That's really scary.
Yeah, like you don't want your
they
cat
can't
or
survive
dog.
The treatment.
Yeah, yeah, because even for dogs, the treatment is, it's pretty painful to watch. So.
Okay. So let's talk about fleas. How can they be prevented in dogs and cats?
Just like heartworm prevention, it's flea prevention that you could give once a month. And now flea prevention does not have to be prescribed. You could go to your PetSmart or local pet store and get it. You can also order it online.
Well, there's so many flea preventions. How do I know, say there's a local brand that whether that will work, the really inexpensive stuff, or whether it's the more expensive stuff that works?
Well, it's stuff out there for everyone's budget. The one I always use on my animals is the Frontline, and the Revolution too for my cats. And it works good.
Do flea collars work?
Flea collars, myself, I'm not a fan of them because they do repel the fleas, but mainly just from the neck area. So the fleas aren't around your dog's or cat's neck, but they're biting at their hind end. Yes, and also with fleas, it's not just keeping your animal flea free. Yeah. You have to keep your house flea free.
Okay.
Because people, they're like, well, I put the flea prevention, but it's still fleas. So you have to get your house treated. And once you get your house treated, that's when you really want to start the flea prevention on your animals, and that should really take care of it.
But if you do your flea prevention right when you adopt the dog, then you don't have to worry about your house.
You don't have to worry about that, and you can save that money to buy more flea and heartworm prevention for your animal.
So what happens if fleas go untreated? Is there any kind of problems for owners or pets?
Yes. You would probably notice your animal, your pet, scratching a lot. You might notice some bites on yourself.
Okay.
Just a lot of itching, and then some animals, they also develop flea allergy dermatitis, which causes hair loss and inflamed skin. It's just imagine like probably having a chicken pox and just constantly wanting to scratch and scratch and scratch.
So it's a severe
uncomfortable.
Reaction.
Yeah. So everything could be prevented with the monthly prevention.
So it's well worth the money.
It's well worth it, and your self pain and your animal pain.
And what does a flea bite look like?
It looks like a little chicken pox, honestly. They're just little red dots that itch
smaller than a mosquito.
Like crazy. Yeah, it's not as noticeable as a mosquito, but just from experience, I would say I probably would rather have the mosquito bite because the flea bites will last a little bit longer.
Okay, so nobody wants that.
Yeah.
And before we wrap things up, do you have any final thoughts on basic veterinary care tips that we've discussed?
It's just no excuse to do it. Like, if you love your animal, take care of your animal. It's resources out here. You have to find them. But we're constantly putting up posts on social media about the different events we have. You could check out our Lifeline, animalproject.org for more info. Just do it for your animal.
So there's no excuse. If you can't afford shots or flea treatment or a special surgery, contact us and we can help get you to the right resources if we can't help you.
Yes.
Good information, Latrice Bidgood. Thank you again for joining us on Fulton County Pet Tales. We're back to wrap up the show after this short break. That's all our time today. Thank you for joining us on Fulton County Pet Tales, and a special thanks to our guests today. We want to connect with you online. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can watch a replay of this show and other FGTV programming anytime on the FGTV YouTube channel. I'm Karen Hirsch. We'll see you next time.
Son, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.